Good evening. I'd like to call the September 15th City of Monmouth Council meeting to order. If you'll please rise, join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I can have a roll call for attendance, please.
Alderman Seal.
Here.
Alderman Bone.
Here.
Alderman Weber.
Here.
Alderman Doff.
Here.
Alderman Connor.
Here.
Alderman Van Fleet.
Here.
Roll call complete.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion for approval of the September 2nd City Council meeting minutes as presented.
So moved.
Do I have a second? I have a second. Are there any amendments or corrections to those minutes as presented? Hearing none, a roll call, please.
Seal.
Yes.
Bone.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Doff.
Yes.
Connor.
Yes.
Van Fleet.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Under presentation or citizen inquiries, do we have anyone who wishes to address council this evening? Okay, please step to the podium and state your name.
Good evening, everybody. I'm here this evening because I talked to Mr. Connard about an issue that we seem to have on the south side of town around the tracks. I live a block from this South 6th Street crossing, and I'm wondering why we haven't stopped these sirens or train horns that come through town. I know this has been discussed some years back, and I believe Galesburg, they still do this, right? I don't know.
I think they have certain quiet zones.
Certain quiet zones. Is this something that maybe the city could do? Because for me, I mean, I'm talking to my people that live out in the country, and you know, they're bragging about how nice it is to be able to open their windows, you know, and let some of the air in, especially on when we have these nice evenings. And everybody on the south side of town, we can't do that. I mean, when you're outside, you can't even have a conversation with somebody. You can't talk on a phone. And with the price of energy right now, my power bill went up $100 just last month. I don't know about the rest of you, but when you have to run your air conditioning from April to October, you know, nonstop, just so you can drown out the sound of the train horns, it gets a bit annoying. So I'm wishing that the city can maybe bring this issue up and discuss it again. Sometimes it gets pretty unbearable when one of the conductors is having a bad day, you know, and he decides to honk his horn all the way through town. You know, that gets a bit overwhelming and annoying, you know. So that's something I think the city ought to consider.
Well,
What was your name, sir?
Robert Purchase.
we've had been in a minimum of 2 seminars that have happened. I think the last one we heard, it's a multi-year project, and the minimum cost would be over $1 million for the engineering and to get it done. I think Galesburg was over $2 million for their project. There has to be medians built and arms changed and extended, and there's a number of things that are involved in that process.
Okay.
We are continuing to look into it. It seems tremendously expensive.
There was another person who also came in here, I guess, earlier in the week to the city, was asking him the same questions I were. So I'm not the only one asking these questions. Yeah, they are. You know, thank you.
Thank you.
A question on that, Mayor. Is that because of the railroad? They gotta do a study for that $1 million?
They said that the engineering and all of that,
Falls on them?
they were saying it fell onto the city to cover
Oh,
the
okay.
engineering costs.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
There's not much room to make that crossing. Our building's only about 4 feet from the
Yeah,
road.
yeah.
And then the
fire
other
station
side's
that
got
way
the other
too,
building.
yeah.
The other side, you know, I mean, that's pretty tight down there.
We'll continue to see if there's any other options.
Okay.
I got a question. When you're talking about all the, what do they have to put up? I I mean, what do they gotta change? Obviously, they gotta change the arms, or else are we changing this cost?
You drive over to Galesburg and go across those crossings, they got extra, like they got a little fence that you gotta go around in a U, and then they got an extra arm that comes down across the pedestrian thing, and.
Try to avoid Galesburg
And,
a lot.
and they have a median, and they have a median down so
No,
many
it's kinda
feet.
easier, just, I went and took a look at it once, and
Gotcha.
it was easier in describing it, that's
Okay.
all I'm saying. Just
Alright.
several different things that they do, different ways, I don't know all their rules, but yeah, it was kinda interesting to look at what they'd done to make it legal.
Any other, one who wishes to address council this evening? Yeah, please step to the podium, and state your name.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andrea Monroe, and Chris Gavin and I are here just to kind of bring up a topic that we have been trying to form an SSA. I do have some paperwork. Is it okay if I pass it out to you guys?
Certainly.
Okay.
I think Lou's written several memos to council about your request for the special service area.
I wasn't sure if I could do this, so I was like, oh. So basically what we're proposing, you'll see in the map and in the information, is now that we have this beautification going on, we would love to keep it beautiful. And so a group of business owners have come to me, since I'm doing the whole economic development side of things with MCAP. It's like, how can we all come together and keep this project beautiful, since the city has invested so much money into it. So what we are proposing is, we got bids from different contractors to take care of the landscaping and the snow removal. And as you'll see in the map, all the areas where it's black around the spot, so excluding the inside circle. But they would come and take care of it all year round. This is a 4-year bid, and right now we have all the bid came out to almost $65,000. So we are proposing that the city would contribute $15,000, and we go in front of the county board on Wednesday for them to put in $15,000 also. We've been to all their committee meetings last week, and so final is Wednesday. And then the rest of the money would be divvy up through the business owners on the square and around these areas, based off of a linear square footage to the downtown. And what we would love to do, obviously, is bring in new businesses, bring in new tourism, and people to come to Monmouth and spend their dollars. And so keeping this beautiful and keep going, and obviously you guys got a grant to do the second block of Main Street to just keep that going. I think that's the way that we can attract business owners to come downtown and open more retail, open more businesses and bars, restaurants, all the things. It helps the college when their families are recruiting and bringing in people. Our downtown is our heart, and I think that once they see how beautiful it all is, and it's so walkable, and just everything that is going on, I think it's just really important that we all rally together and we try to figure out a way to keep it beautiful. Anything you want to... We didn't know if we have to make a motion or ask for something to be on the agenda to have this considered.
Yeah, I think, just perhaps just for council's consideration, obviously I've been working with a group of downtown business people on the creation of the SSA. It's really an idea that's been driven by the grassroots level of the businesses themselves. So the city has been providing some assistance in the creation of it. I would note on the map that was included in these handouts, originally, when we were discussing this, it was thought that the city would continue to maintain the center circle, the Central Park area. Since that time, I think the conversation has evolved to where all of the circle would now be included as part of a private contract with a landscaping firm to maintain the area both during the growing season and during the winter months. If you note, you'll see the parking areas in all 4 quadrants, as well as the diagonal parking spaces in the 100 blocks north, south, east, west. Those are excluded because it would be the intention of the city to continue to plow the traffic lanes and the parking areas. The maintenance would be primarily focused on street snow removal and ice control on the sidewalk, the new sidewalk areas that surround the perimeter of the public square, as well as the sidewalks on each side of the four 100 blocks there. And also note it would include Market Alley, as well as the alley that's located between the library and the Buchanan Center. So currently, I think the estimate we're working on for a budget to maintain this on a year-round basis is around $60,000. And I think the idea here is to have the county and the city contribute half of that amount, and then the rest would be assessed against the private property owners that have frontage on both the public square as well as those 100 blocks, and on Market Alley as well. So it's I think for consideration, I'd be happy to put together a more formal proposal and give you more information. There has been a number of articles I've written over the past year. I've been working with this group since May of '24, so it's this discussion has been going on for a year and a half, and I've tried to share some of that with you from time to time. Perhaps the newer ones don't have that background information, but be more than happy to try to bring something forward at the next meeting for your consideration.
Lou, do they have to present us with a petition of signatures to request this, that council draft an ordinance and consider it?
Right. I think this request tonight is just for the city to consider a contribution above and beyond what would be the normal assessment based on linear footage. And that's what the assessment is based on. Because of snow removal and weeding and all that work, I think, is better assessed on a per linear foot basis of the frontage of the building, as opposed to based on the assessed value of the property. So it's really more equitable in terms of sharing costs based on how much of the square or the side streets you own.
Does our current snow removal contract, does that include sidewalks? The
Currently,
one that's out for bid now?
there is no snow removal services provided. The city only shovels the sidewalks in front of City Hall. Everyone else, under our ordinances, our normal thing is the adjoining property owner is responsible for clearing their
So
sidewalks.
ours is just the streets and all that and just.
Yeah.
The street department clears the streets.
Yeah, the street department will continue to plow the parking areas in the streets as we currently do, but not sidewalks. Nor do we don't have a really active program in maintaining the landscaping, watering or weeding or any of that either, so. I think this is an effort by the downtown business owners to really enhance the maintenance of the public square, particularly given the $3.7 million investment we made in it, so.
I think that this cannot be in effect for this winter. So with all the new concrete, and we do not want the folks to put salt on it, is we're going to, we have gone out to bid for a private contractor to do the sidewalks in the
Okay,
area.
That's the one I had heard about.
Yes,
Okay.
that'll be for this year because we cannot enact or collect the fees for
Right.
the special service area. So this year, we are looking to get a snow removal contract using sand instead of salt, so we don't damage or lose the brand new green concrete. So we're taking that responsibility for this winter for the removal and sanding, so that folks won't be using salt.
Are all the businesses on board? And what happens when we got one that isn't on board? Do we just put that bill for them and they still get the services? Cause we're just gonna skip around.
Well, no, typically under the
The
legislation.
way the Special Service Act, it'd be like the TIF district. You're automatically in it. You'll get assessed on your tax bill, and it'll just be special service area. So, yeah,
It's really approved by action of the city
So
council.
it would be the property owner, not necessarily whoever's has the business there that would be paying.
the owner's the one that's gonna
The owner
pay.
would be the one.
The
Right.
property owner.
And I guess the question would be, does somebody that has more linear square footage get more say then on whether you pass it or not? I don't know. I'm just asking the question because at one time, I owned right across the street, and that's a lot, so.
The petition would come to council would consider it. A period of time has to lapse, we have to have a public hearing, and then another period of time has to lapse, so that if there were those in that area who did not want to, it would take 51% of the property owners in the special service area to opt out of it, so we would not enact it.
Yeah, it's pretty significant. Not only do you have to get 51% of the property owners, you'd have to get 51% of the tenants, whether they were owners or renters. So any resident,
And
anyone who
counties-
lives in there.
County and city owns 50% of that anyway, the frontage on this thing.
Well, a big chunk of it.
Would the landscaping, maintenance and care, would that include watering for the plants that are out there?
Yes, the contract that's been proposed includes the watering.
You said you already put bids out for contractors?
There was only, we received one bid back so far, so.
Where'd you put that out at?
I called everyone. A lot of people said that they didn't have the, one, we
Snow
wanted
removal.
to the snow removal, like, it wasn't one contractor to do snow and, landscaping. So it would, a lot of people were just like, I can do one, but I can't do the other. Or some people said, that's just too big of a job, I can't bid that, I don't want to bid that. So we only got one person to submit.
Have you thought about what kind of equipment you're gonna allow them to put on the sidewalks and?
Yeah, I think, so I have talked with directly with the person that's submitted the proposal. We haven't accepted it
Yeah.
yet, so I mean, that's not a done deal, but it gives us a number to work off of. But it's still open, I believe it's still open, so.
Galesburg has a special service area, and each of the businesses contribute to that, and they have year-round service in that service area, which is most of the downtown. They self-assess, and, they take care of all the plantings and hanging baskets and snow removal and all of those things.
I will also tell you that based on what it's potentially gonna cost us this winter for the city to remove snow from all of the sidewalks in the public square and put sand down to protect the concrete, at least during this first year there, of it being there, the $15,000 contribution is small compared to what it's gonna cost us.
Yeah.
Just to review city and the county, that in this area, those are the only non-property tax paying,
The library,
the like, so. the
Buchanan Center.
Okay,
IT office pays taxes, so we do pay taxes.
United Way.
United Way probably is
United
exempt
Way.
too.
So that was another reason to go with the linear footage formula as opposed to the assessed valuation.
but how would you assess that on a entity that didn't pay taxes?
There would be no assessment based on EAV.
They would still get a bill for the special service area.
Oh, they would still get a
Yes.
bill.
Based
That
on
was
their
my-
linear square, based on their linear footage.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
that was my question. I didn't understand.
Yeah,
how
they
that
would get
work.
they would get a tax bill for the linear footage assessment, but not for property taxes per se.
Okay, well, yeah, I was just trying to figure out how we were gonna tax a group that didn't pay taxes. But if I understand now, thank you.
Yeah.
So
Again, we're not
Just-
asking for action tonight. This is a kind of an informational.
just one last thing to add is, and Lou mentioned this, but it has been a grassroots effort, and Sarah Walters has been active with this, and she did go out and went around and talked to a lot of the businesses about it, and most people understood. She did get pushed back on a few of them, and so that's what started the conversation about, okay, how can we make it a little easier on the business owners in the downtown area with this? The retail businesses have also, we are now getting, including the 0.75% sales tax for the new jail, so that's been added to a little bit to the retailers and to cover some of that as well. So anyway, so it's been a grassroots effort, and I don't think we really thought we were going to be coming to the county or coming to the city until we got some pushback and looked at the whole situation. And I think this is a continuation of what MCAP's trying to do with public and private partnerships all working together, as Andrea mentioned. In Monmouth, Illinois, and the limited funding and resources we have, I think that's the important part of it, is to get everybody together and try to solve the problem.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to address council this evening? Hearing none, we'll move on. We have two proclamations this evening. One is for the Hispanic Heritage Month proclamation, and there's a National Hispanic Heritage Month is from September 15th to October 15th. And whereas each year the United States observes National Hispanic Heritage Month by celebrating the culture, heritage, and countless contributions of those whose ancestors were indigenous to North America, as well as those who came from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central America, and South America. And what began in 1968 as Hispanic Heritage Week under President Johnson, that was expanded by President Reagan in 1998 to cover a 30-day period starting on September 15th and ending on October 15th. And the date, September 15th, is significant because it is the anniversary of independence for the Latin American countries of Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Additional, Mexico and Chile celebrate their Independence Days on September 16th and September 18th respectively. And we recognize and honor the many ways that Hispanics have enriched the fabric of our society while also dedicating ourselves to address the lack of equal access to opportunity that many still face. And the Hispanic population represents a wide range of nationalities and backgrounds which reflect the remarkable diversity of the American people. And Hispanics continue their rich tradition of significant and diverse contributions to the cultural, educational, economic, and political vitality of Monmouth, Illinois, and the entire region. Therefore, be it resolved that on this 15th day of September, I do hereby proclaim that September 15th through October 15th as Hispanic Heritage Month, and encourage all residents of Monmouth to celebrate our unique and vibrant history and recommit ourselves to a shared future of healthy, peaceful, safe, and sustainable communities for all. And also this coming Saturday night, there will be a Hispanic festival that will be happening in our downtown. So again, please attend and participate in that event. Also, we had the proclamation for to recognize the magician, and again, the Great Nicola or Great Nicola. I've heard it pronounced both ways. The Waynes, who were part of the magic community, I believe, used Nicola, so we'll use that for this evening. Whereas the city of Monmouth was the lifelong home of internationally renowned illusionist William Mozart Nicole, also known as the Great Nicola. And the Great Nicola was a talented inventor and showman who devised innovative apparatuses in his Monmouth workshop that inspired the grand stage illusions performed by today's most celebrated magicians. And the Great Nicola was an internationally known celebrity who, despite touring world capitals and befriending royalty, chose to maintain his primary residence in Monmouth, Illinois, which he believed offered a quality of life lacking in metropolitan centers. Monmouth is the burial place of not only the Great Nicola, but also his father and mentor, John Nicole, who performed as Nikolai, his magician brother Charles, who performed as Venar and Chasen, and his wife Marion, who was his valued partner on stage, and his pet elephant Nizzy, who was used in one of his most famous stage illusions. Monmouth was also the home of the Lowain House of Magic, a national supply house for magic supplies operated by professional magicians Jack Wayne, the mysterious Lowain, and his wife Leola. Monmouth is developing a professionally curated museum celebrating and interpreting the rich history of Western Illinois and the innovations such as the Great Nicola. And the Warren County History Museum maintains in its collection artifacts associated with the Great Nicola, and through establishing an annual event known as the Great Nicola Magic Festival, will provide educational programming and entertainment celebrating the history and art of magic. And the Great Nicola Magic Festival will enhance tourism opportunities in Illinois and contribute to the economic development of Western Illinois, where Monmouth is located. Therefore, I, Rod Davies, Mayor of Monmouth, do hereby proclaim the week of September 22nd through September 27th as the Great Nicola Magic Week in the city of Monmouth. We'll make those part of our agenda, and we also have those proclamations in our lobby. Moving on in the consent agenda, we have one item, and that is approval of the bills.
Motion to pay the bills.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any items to be removed for further discussion or consideration? Hearing none, a roll call, please.
Bone,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Dodd,
Yes.
Connor,
Yeah.
Van Fleet,
Yes.
Teal.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Under Committee of the Whole, we have the Monmouth Police Department August report. Chief Schweitzer.
Mayor, Council, for the month of August, we made 61 arrests. We issued 148 citations. We had 3,606 calls come into the dispatch center. MPD handled 1,735 of those calls. The dispatch center dispatched 3,366 calls. We handled 15 accidents, and the officers worked 18 grand hours. Incidents to note for August, the car show took place with no incidents to report. The entire department, with the exception of officers that were on vacation, worked on the car show from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. when the car show cleared out. MPD, along with OSF, conducted a missing child exercise at OSF. Faculty and staff at Monmouth College were given a briefing on the procedures for Alice, and future briefings and training will be scheduled for Monmouth College. The Monmouth College freshman walkout took place with no incidents to report. Officer Christopher Salimi graduated from the Sauk Valley Police Academy and began his FTO training with the department. I met with Enterprise Car Leasing at their request in regard to squad car leasing. MPD officers assisted with the Riley Run, and we also provided officers for the Warren County Prime Bee Festival Princess Pageant. Staff training, officers continued with state mandated training. Equipment-related issues, several MPD squad cars were taken in for routine maintenance. And looking forward, we have several officers that will be attending ballistic shield training, several officers that will attend field training officer certification. An officer will attend firearms instructor certification. And we have both Monmouth Roseville and Monmouth College homecoming parades coming up. And that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions. All right, thank you.
Chief. Next up, we have the Monmouth Fire Department August report. Chief Rexroth.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. For the month of August, we had 138 calls. That's 1,065 so far this year. Fairly brief report for you this month. We also attended the car show and provided a standby with an engine and a UTV and 4 firefighters down there. No issues. Last month, we did pick up the new fire safety simulator trailer that we purchased through the FEMA Fire Prevention and Safety Grant, and it is now in service of the department. We've had an opportunity to use it at a couple places. You know, the Prime Bee Festival, Touch a Truck, it was very popular out there, and then just last week we took it down to the Warren Achievement Carnival that they had down there, and so going really good. If you ever would like to take a look at it, you're more than welcome to stop by the fire station and have a look at it. Also, last month we had the new LED sign installed in front of our fire station using the same grant money, and so it looks great. We've got fire safety messages that we'll put on there, and it's a great tool for us. Aside from that, a few work anniversaries. Assistant Chief Armstrong has been at the department now for 19 years. Firefighter Devin Wade for 3, and then Firefighter Kyle Martin and Tim LaFollette have both been there for 2 years last month. We did hold an opening for our new training site just last week. Andrea Monroe was nice enough to arrange a ribbon cutting for us out there, and so we did have a handful of people come out, and it was a very nice short an opening of it, but we're very happy to get that going. We thank you, the administration, for your support throughout that whole project. Firefighter Potter and Melton, the guys that were sworn in here recently, have just started academy last week, and they're starting week 2 this week. So, best of luck to them. But anybody have any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Next, we have the engineering consultant to administer the federal community project funds for replacement of the lead water service lines. Lou?
Thank you. Back in April of last year, 2024, the city did receive a allocation of about $960,000 through Congressman Eric Sorensen's office. These funds were to be used specifically for the replacement of lead water service lines to private residences. Because these are federal funds, it does require the city to go through a request for qualifications process where we solicit statements of qualifications from professional engineering services. We did distribute this to about 6 different firms. We did receive 2 statements back, based on our evaluation. The firm of Woodard & Curran best fits the evaluation criteria. We would ask for the council's acceptance of Woodard & Curran to be our engineer and to authorize me to negotiate a professional services contract that would include a scope of services and fee for services for this $960,000 project.
I would entertain a motion for approval of Woodard & Curran as our engineer to administer that project?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion?
I have one question for him though. It's on the same thing, the lead. You guys already start the lead stuff?
Phase one's about done, yes.
Is that, I mean, changing the, doing the lines and
Yep,
digging?
yep.
Okay,
So,
can you make sure, I've had multiple calls, that these guys are filling the holes back up and fixing the people's front yard properly?
yeah, we're actually gonna be doing a walkthrough here in the next couple of weeks and going by every property, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is phase one, which was the state revolving loan funds, which are forgiven. It's about $3 million in that first round. Any
So,
other?
I'm assuming there's a fee for Woodward and Curran to do that, and it comes out of that 900,000? Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions? Hearing none, a roll call, please.
Weber,
Yes.
Daw,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Van Fleet,
Yes.
Teal,
Yes.
Bone.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next, we have the purchase agreement to sell 600 South Main Street. That's in your packet, Lou.
This is a follow-up to the motion that the council made 2 weeks ago to proceed with a purchase agreement with the firm of, well, it's Pro, it's Quality Roofing Pro, but the actual business name is EKS Features LLC. This is for the purchase of the 600 South Main, which is the old public safety station. And as I had previously laid out to you, the appraisal came in at $68,500. Less exchange of properties, the property they own at 413, which we will be able to use, the police station, the police department has indicated that will adequately house the impounded vehicles and other evidence that we need to store over there, which is directly across the street from the existing police department. There would also be a escrow of $20,000 to allow the owners to remove the electrical service from our water well pump station, which is directly behind it. The city did not separate those services, so we're basically providing a $20,000 credit for them to provide a new electrical service to this station, which had not previously had it. And then the language in here would allow us to also reimburse them the cost of 2 steel doors, which the police department will need to secure the evidence. And we've asked them to do that so that we could quickly take possession of that property and allow them to move forward with their plans to take possession of the building. With that, I would ask the council to approve the purchase agreement as presented.
Move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? Anything, Markham, from legal?
Nope, if you guys approve it, it's gonna take all 6 of you, cause that's what the statute provides, so if that happens, we'll go ahead and get the closing set up. We are only waiting on a survey to get the actual description, just because of the way that it's set out down there, so that's what we're waiting on, then we'll close and we'll exchange properties, escrow the money until the power can get switched over. And I don't think anyone else showed interest, but
No,
it was in
no,
the
no,
newspaper
there-
last Wednesday, if anybody looked.
Ken, can you tell us what the status of the survey is?
They did the field survey, last week, they're closing on almost getting that completed, and then we've got, Western Illinois Title that's working on the, title, and they started that, today, so.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. We had no other discussion. A roll call, please.
Daw,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Van Fleet,
Yes.
Teal,
Yes.
Bone,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, we've had a request from one of our members to waive two liens on two liens for demolition of two houses on two properties that we do not own. Markham, I think there's.
Yeah,
things-
Alderman Van Fleet, he contacted me, said he was interested in the property behind him. I think it's just one lot at this time because it was bought by a tax buyer. It's the Sarah Green Street property on South First Street. It's immediately, I think, east of his home.
Yep,
Um,
right behind it.
And upon my search, it indicates that there is a mowing lien of $100, I think. And then there is the actual demolition lien of $17,100. So, I mean, the reason this is coming before council, obviously, is because administration needs you guys to decide since he's an alder person. So, if you want to waive that lien or a function of it, you know, this is done somewhat, not regularly, but there is precedent. Depending on what can be negotiated, the city will, if somebody's going to put it back into use, you know, taking a portion, some, none, all, whatever the council's druthers are, so.
Lou, do you have anything else on?
No, I think, Markham did, I think cover it mostly. I would say that, just for your information, we do get these requests on a regular enough basis that we've got some actions where we have tried to at least recover a portion of the lien, and at least to try to receive some revenues off of those liens. So the percentages vary, just depends on a case-by-case basis, but it's strictly the council's prerogative how you wish to handle it. So.
Council, have any?
Does the tax buyer receive any funds?
Yeah, I mean, I think they quoted you a price,
Yeah,
right?
he gave me,
They get some of their money back then, the
Yeah.
tax buyer?
but he still owes taxes, we've already,
Oh, okay.
this is all contingent on if I can get this done, if I buy the property, that's why it's in front of you guys.
Now, why are you doing it? Cause normally the seller does it. I bought two properties that had tax liens on them and seller took care of all that. I never talked to anybody.
Because it's a guy out of town and he's not gonna do anything with it. So I'm getting ahead of I'm getting ahead of it because they're just gonna sit there if I don't. And just so you guys know, I plan on putting it back in. I plan on moving my business directly behind me, the golf cart business, and the other property my sister wants to use on, I'm her, executor and all her stuff. She wants to buy that property, build a new house on it, so when she comes back to Florida, have somewhere to stay. Because her house, the other house, it's rented out to my daughter that's there anyway, so that way she can have a house to stay in and surround.
But, John, I would wanna be as supportive as possible, but, I gotta tell you, man, when I saw that, I was just thinking of all the folks out there watching this meeting, thinking of us voting to give another councilman a break, and I just felt uneasy about it, that's the only thing.
Had to come right, I mean, the properties that you set there, I won't touch them. Here's the thing is, it's federal, I could bring it up now, or we could talk about it later, I'll just bring it up now. It's federal grant money that pays for this, so it's not like it's coming out of our pocket. We didn't pay for the city and pay for it, federal grant money took it down, and that's what it is, so, I mean.
Thing is, if we waive these fees 100%, we might as well stop putting liens on properties.
Yeah.
Cause everybody going forward is gonna point right back at it. I'm not saying you need to pay $17,000 on the lien, but I'm saying I can't be down with forgiving it all.
Well, I'm paying something towards it, I gotta pay the buyer, the owner that owns it now, just like the other lot, somebody still owns it, so I've gotta buy it from them.
Right.
Any other questions or discussion? I would entertain a motion to waive some portion, all, whatever, from council. What, is it Markham? Help
Yeah, I
me
mean,
with
yeah, I mean, or, I guess to help facilitate the discussion, from a consensus standpoint, is the council willing to waive any of this? And I will say that there is precedent that we have waived for non-council members. And what Alderperson Van Fleet just said is 100% accurate. The money that we've used to demolish these properties have been from a grant that Joe got, and that we are on the last legs of, and that have torn down, I don't know, 8 or so houses, or I would estimate. So that money's about spent, and this was one of those homes. So,
we do place liens on those properties.
and we absolutely do.
And from, as Lou mentioned too, we collect all of it, some of it, in portions. I mean, we've got one on North 11th that we're gonna collect 100% of. We have one on West 4th Avenue we're gonna collect 50% of, and we have some that are 15 to 20% of. So it's kind of a facts and circumstances situation, so.
The one next to Jameson, we're basically gonna waive 100% because Jameson's gonna end up with that one, for example.
Yes.
So, I mean, I guess we can hem and haw. If you guys aren't interested, that's fine. Let's keep the meeting moving. If you guys are interested, figure out a number. And if Alderperson Van Fleet wants to go with that number, that's fine. If he doesn't, that's his prerogative, you know, so.
I'm absolutely willing to waive a portion of it. I mean, nobody's gonna pay $17,000 in a lien for it.
I would concur, that lot is not worth $17,000. And it will just sit there.
It will just sit there. No, I'm absolutely in favor of waiving a portion of it. I'm not smart enough to sit here and be able to tell you immediately what that portion is. Somebody else wants to make a suggestion, I'm fine with it.
I guess the motion would be to authorize the city administrator to negotiate up to a percentage waiver. He would know that now, but I mean, that's just the way it is, so, because we're doing this in open session, which is fine. And then Alderperson Van Fleet can decide if he wants to pay that portion or not, right?
Typically, we refrain from voting on this.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna refrain from the motion and the voting of that. I mean, he has a direct conflict, so, I mean, a pecuniary interest, so.
So with only 6 of us here, will it make any difference then?
It's not an ordinance, so it.
Okay,
yeah.
that, I can
Yeah.
never remember exactly
Right,
how
yeah.
that is. I'd make that motion to authorize Lou to negotiate with Alderman Van Fleet to come to a solution.
Waive up to what, 80,
Oh, now you're
90%?
asking for a
No, I want a
percent.
percentage, yeah, because he needs direction. I mean,
Yeah.
otherwise, his hands are gonna be tied on the next person, right? I mean, that's to me, you know, lots, real estate is based on location, right? I mean, a lot here is worth less than a lot in Key West, right? Because I know that market too, you know? So, I mean, what do I think that lot is worth? At maximum, probably $5,000 to $7,000. But he is having to pay other
No,
money
understood.
to the,
Absolutely
to the current owner, which is a tax buyer from Macomb.
Okay, so. 80%'s the number you threw out, Martin?
It's any number you guys want, so.
It's a little unusual. I've never quite done a motion like that before, so.
So you're making a motion to forgive up to 80% of the city's lien on that particular property on South
Sure.
First.
Yep.
Is that your
Well, that'll
motion?
keep the meeting going. Is there a second?
Is there a second for that?
I'll second it.
And I have a second. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Connor,
Yeah.
Teal,
Yes.
Bone,
No.
Weber,
Yes.
Daw.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Moving on in our agenda. We have a TIF redevelopment agreement with Jose Jimenez to rehabilitate 3 residential rental units. Lou?
Yes, Jose Jimenez has requested a incentive under our tax increment financing district in the amount of $48,500. These costs are TIF eligible. They would allow for the renovation of the interior, exterior of 3 different residential rental units that he has. They are located on West Broadway for the most part. It is the traditional TIF agreement that we usually do, in that it's performance-based. In order for him to qualify for the rebate, he must complete the renovations in these 3 buildings. And then as the assessed valuation of that property goes up, he will pay incrementally higher taxes. Those revenues, those incremental revenues, will be captured by the city and then would be used to reimburse Mr. Jimenez for these TIF eligible costs. So there are no public tax dollars involved. The funds that will be used to reimburse the developer will be funds that are generated from this project itself. So I would recommend approval as presented.
Any questions for Lou? I think we've done these, several of these in the
Yeah, this is
past.
very similar to many others that we've recently done the last couple of years.
I'd entertain a motion for approval of the TIF redevelopment agreement.
So moved. So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, a roll call, please.
Van Fleet,
Yes.
Teal,
Yes.
Bone,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Daw,
Yes.
Connor.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Under ordinances, I think we have received a request to amend some parking, restricted parking. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. And to give some background, 2015, there was an ordinance adopted that established residential parking around Monmouth Roseville High School. Several weeks ago, we had a citizen complaint that lived in the area of high school students parking in the residential parking areas. The public service officer went down there to address that and wrote quite a few warning tickets to all the vehicles that were established in the residential parking areas. Obviously, that generated some complaints, and I looked deeper into it. The original ordinance that was adopted in 2015 was not accurate. It had listed 2 locations on the ordinance on West 2nd Avenue in the 400 block and 500 block that are actually governed by a separate section of no parking section of the ordinance. So what I wanted to do was, with this amendment, is correct the original ordinance. And the second part of that would be the timing of the ordinance that was established into a 24-hour residential parking area. And I wanted to change that from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. while school is in session, because that seems to be when those complaints come in of vehicles parking in the residential parking areas. So I did provide a map to everybody that shows in those areas around the high school, there are still areas for people to park that are not residents, and the residential parking areas are indicated on that map.
Didn't we do a little cleanup on this like a year or 2 ago? College. I feel like we were doing something out there.
Well, there's been several amendments for around the college, and it basically extended the residential areas around the college. This one itself, the last time it was addressed was in 2015, and it was amended from the original ordinance, but it was still incorrect. So what I've done here is I've corrected it. So this ordinance that I've proposed matches up with the residential parking signs that are in the area.
Okay.
So it's a technical correction of a previous ordinance to more align with the parking signs that are in place.
Correct. And also to adjust the timing on the residential parking area from 24-hour to the time hack that I have listed in the proposed ordinance.
Thank you. Any questions for the chief? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion for approval of the amended ordinance.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, a roll call, please.
Teal,
Yes.
Bone,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Daw,
Yes.
Connor,
Yeah.
Van Fleet.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. I'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion adjourned.
Have a motion second. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.